everyone, welcome back to Wildwood Cottage and welcome back to my frugal living channel. This is a channel where I talk about extreme frugal living. I'm doing a wartime challenge in my garden and in my kitchen. I'm doing a wartime kitchen and garden, and I just thought I'd share a few tips with you today from the kitchen and from the home as to how I save some money. I can do things for pennies, and I always looking and interested in things online as to how I can save money around the home. I live an extremely frugal lifestyle. I'm extremely frugal with my money. Sometimes my husband thinks I'm really tight, but I have to keep run a tight ship around here. And I am a stay-at-home wife. I am a homemaker. I do that full time. That is my job. And I take my job very seriously. And I don't want to be frivolous with the money that my husband works hard to earn. I want to be extremely cautious and make sure that we always have what we need in our home, that we've always got food on the table, that all our bills are paid. We've made the decision not to have any debt, and at the moment we are debt free. So yeah, we don't have a mortgage to pay because we rent our home. So I'm in that bracket with a lot of other people of thinking about rent increases, bill increases, food price increases. So I'm no different to anybody else. But we've chosen to live this way. And I have to learn to adapt to the changing conditions, changing circumstances that are going on around us every single day, and learn to live more frugally when I need to. So I want to share all the tips, all the hints, all the things that I learn along the way with you guys, so that you can learn how to live more frugally and live within your means, and hopefully be able to either bring down your debt, pay off your debt completely, and live with no debt and no debt lifestyle. So it is difficult. There are challenges that come up along the way, like needing to buy a new car, hospital expenses, unforeseen bills. There are things that come up along the way, and it is challenging not to go and get a credit card, not to go and get debt. But we have managed to be able to do that for the last 5 years. So yeah, all that said, today's video is going to be a few hints and tips from the kitchen, from the wartime, and how you can save a few pennies around the home. So one of the things I'm going to be doing today is making my worktop cleaner, and I make it for pennies. So I'm going to show you how to make that. I'm also showing you what I do with my tea bags to recycle my tea bags, and I'm also showing you my shower gel and what I do with that, and my washing up liquid and what I do with that. So without any further ado, let's get on with the video. So if you want to light a good fire, I always use a few fir cones at the bottom. They're good at getting the heat up in the fire because there's some oils in them, and they burn for a long time. So it keeps your fire going better than fire lighters. I just put 3 or 4 at the bottom of the fire. This is my kindling. Now fir cones I gather in the summer. I gather my fir cones in the summer. Put some blocks of wood in the fire, and then the rest I store up here on my warming shelf that I made in the summer. I made it in October on my Blogtober if you want to have a look at it. It's just some wood attached to the wall above my stove, and because it's next to the pipe as well, it's got the pipe there, it keeps everything nice and warm. So I put these up here, they're well out of the way. They're well out of the way. They're not going to catch fire. And it just dries them out, that last bit. Just so over the weekend, my wood will be nicely dried out and it'll get the fire going quickly. Now these stay on all day. This is the hot part of the oven, of the stove, because it's above the fire. So they all go on the hot part, and then once they're hot, they all graduate down this part of the stove. I keep this one filled up constantly, and I put it in my dish bowl for washing my dishes throughout the day. So that constantly gets emptied and filled up for doing the dishes. But that's free hot water and a free cup of tea. So in my other video I showed you me drying my tea bags, my dried out tea bags, and I just popped them up there. And this is some dried out tea leaves out of the second cup So I'm going to see if I can get a third cup out of them, just as an experiment. So I've taken the tea leaves out of the teapot. So this was then a second cup. This is a first cup. This is a second cup. And then I've strained them out the teapot. And then I'm hoping this one is then going to be a third cup out of one tea bag. So that'll be fun to see if that works. See how we get on with that. Now I've started keeping my tea bags. And I just pop them on the warming shelf above the fire. I'm not really bothered as long as it's tea and not green tea. I've just been mixing them together. So I'll just show you what I've been doing. Right, so this is my tea. And I've been mixing Earl Grey, Lady Grey and Ordinary. And on the war ration you could have 2 tea bags a day. And I've been really good. I've been sticking to my 2 tea bags a day. And if I'm going to have a hot chocolate in the afternoon, I don't have 2 cups of tea. So there's my tea, all nicely dried out. It takes a couple of hours above the stove to dry. You could put them in the oven and dry them in the oven, on a cool oven. But this is them when they're dry, all nice and loose. You can see it in the bag, all nice and loose in there. So all I do is just take my tea bag, tear the top off, and pour it in there. And I've found that a teaspoon of tea is too much. So half a teaspoon of this into a small 1-person teapot is plenty. And that's what I've been having for another cup of tea. So if I want to save my tea bags up and maybe put them in some tea bread or something like that, then I can keep my tea and I can do it with this. And you know, it's not bitter at all, because you don't really, a tea bag can do 2 cups of tea anyway. So I just shake it up, mix it together. Now they were the Lady Grey or the Ordinary English breakfast, and these are the Earl Grey. And all I'm going to do again is cut the top off and pop it in the same pot. Now it's just going to give me a weaker Earl Grey, but you know, it's not bad at all. I had some yesterday and the day before, and you wouldn't have noticed the difference. The only difference was I stewed it for too long in the teapot and I put too much tea in. So that's my frugal tip for you. You want to be extremely frugal. Mix it all together. And then you've got yourself a nice loose leaf tea blend. And it costs you nothing. So I've been doing the same with the green tea as well. My husband drinks green tea and he always leaves it on the side and then he puts it in the cup again and he gets a second cup of tea out of it. But I don't like my green tea strong. So what I've been doing is, instead I've just put it in, let it stew for about 2 minutes, take it out, put it above the stove, and I'll do another 2 or 3 cups. So you're getting quite a lot of money out of one tea bag. Instead of chucking it away, but leave it to dry. Don't let it go mouldy, because mouldy tea is disgusting. But do dry it out, maybe on the radiator or something like that. And just dry the tea leaves out. I leave them overnight on the stove. And then the next day, I've been putting them in here. And it's not a bad cup of tea at all. So, good tip from the war, save your tea bags and reuse them. I'm sure there are other people out there reusing them, not just me. So what I have been doing is having a cup of porridge every day. And it says to have half a cup. So I've been measuring out half a cup. I don't know if it's an exact half cup, but I measured it on the scales. And you're allowed 50 grams of porridge a day. And a half cup is 48 grams. So I'm having that with a banana. So I'm going to show you me making a cup of tea now with my second tea bag tea. And I'm going to use a small spoon, and I'm not going to use a full spoon. So I'm just going to use that much, roughly half a teaspoon, a level teaspoon, say, for argument's sake, a level teaspoon. And all I'm going to do, pop that in my teapot. Now I've got to wait for my kettle to boil, so I thought while I'm waiting for my kettle to boil, I will, that's going to be my first cup of tea of the day, so we'll see what it tastes like. I thought I'd do my porridge. Now I keep my porridge in my glass jar. I measure out my portions at the beginning of the week. And this is some that was left over from last week, and then my measured portions out for this week. And this is my measuring cup, and it's just a half baking cup. You can see on the label there, which is washing off. And that's all I'm using. I'm just using a level one because a level one was 48 grams. So that's all I'm using in my porridge. In my bowl. There you go. What I'm going to do then is I'm just going to put it to soak in some water and leave it to soak for an hour. And then it all gets all nicely softened, so you're not eating hard oats. Because if you eat hard oats, your digestion's got to then break them down. Whereas if you soak them already, they're then soluble, so then your body can digest them quicker. And I found my digestion likes them a lot better this way. And the water's free. So I'm just going to add a measuring cup of water. And it's 250 millilitres of water. Looks a lot of water, but the oats will soak that up, and then as it cooks, it'll soak it up. I do put a little bit of water in, but not a lot. And that just does me. So that's that. Right, so let's try this reconstituted cup of tea, shall we? I should have stirred the pot. So this is my breakfast. I made the bread myself with the ground wheat the other day. And that's some homemade jam. So the only thing that's shop bought is my butter. So I'm having that for my breakfast. It's a bit stale, that's why it's toasted. And then this is my reconstituted cup of tea. I think I put a little bit too much milk in. But that's not a bad cup of tea, is it? So I'll remember next time to put less milk in. But my tea up here, I've had a thought what I can do for the third time using them. And that is I'm going to dry them out, save them into a big jar, and then make a tonic for my roses and put tea on my roses. Because everybody knows that tea leaves are good for your roses. So that's what I'm going to do with that. Make a nice big pot of tea. And then in the spring I'll go around and I'll feed my roses with my leftover tea leaves. Right, now another thing that I do is I use these bottles, which I got a long time ago, and I decant shower gel. Now, I've not seen these big bottles in Lidl before, but their normal size 500ml bottle is 50p. No, it's not 500ml, it's 250ml is 50p. Their 400ml is 79p, and I found this 1 litre, which was 10p cheaper than buying 3 of the other bottles, and it was £1.79 for all that in there. Now what I'll do is I'm going to decant it into here, and this has got a plunger on the top. Now I've already done one, and that's this one, and it's 3/4 full. I've topped it up with a bit of water just to loosen the soap so it goes through the plunger properly. And yeah, it's about just over half, 3/4 full. So there's already some in here, but I'm not that bothered because there's only about that much in the bottle at the bottom. So I'm just going to mix the two. It is blue colour, so it's not going to matter to the soap. So I'll just turn you down and show you. So all you want to do is just take your bottle, it takes minutes, and it saves having loads of plastic bottles for small amounts of shower gel, and it's a good way of measuring out a portion of shower gel to use when you have a shower. So what I'll do now is I'll just put some water in this bottle to loosen up the shower gel that's in it, and try and get some more in my bottle. Right, now what I'll do is this bottle here I'm going to pop in the washing machine, and that'll make my clothes smell nice, and I'm not wasting any soap. So pop that in there, give it a bit of a shake. And then we'll let those bubbles settle down a bit, and then I might add some more water because it feels a little bit thick. I'm going to put this one in storage because it's got quite a few bubbles in it from the bottle, and we'll start using the other one. So we'll start using this one because this has got about 500 ml in. As I say, it has been watered down, nice and loose in the bottle, and then we can get a measured portion of shower gel. So that'll last us a couple of months, that now, it'll last us a while. Right, so do the same with my washing up liquid as well. And I can get a big bag of washing up liquid. I haven't got the bag at the moment, in Lidl, and it's £1.79 a bag. Now I'm not going to be buying it anymore once this is gone because I'm going to make my own. What I found adding vinegar to my dishes is making my dishes a lot cleaner. So I'm just going to add some of this white distilled vinegar, and I'm just going to pour it in, nothing fancy. Some in this one. And I find this just helps break down the grease. I'm going to add a little bit of more vinegar. I think I'll finish this off. Better. Because what you don't want is you don't want it getting stuck in the plunger. Right, so that's that. I've also started adding it to my washing as well, and it seems to break down the washing and it doesn't leave a smell of vinegar afterwards. So distilled vinegar, 29p in Tesco's, and you get 568 millilitres, which is a pint. So that's that. So that's those two jobs done. And then if you just wipe the bottle over with a cloth, you've got a bit of soap on your cloth then for cleaning. So that'll make your washing up liquid go a lot further, and it'll give you cleaner dishes. So my next job now is I've got this bottle, and inside is my peppermint worktop cleaner. Now I love this stuff. I use it for everything. I use it for my windows. I use it for my cleaning. I clean my bathroom with it. I clean my shower with it. I clean my worktops with it. It is just a brilliant all-round cleaner. It costs pennies to make, and it's really good. Better than anything you buy in the shops. And as well, it's good for the environment, it's good for your health, it's good for your health in the house, and it's good for the septic tank as well, if you're on a septic tank. Now, all you're going to need is 3 ingredients. So I'll turn you down and I'll show you the ingredients. We've got peppermint oil, which is just essential oils. Now, I put quite a lot in. I discovered this when I was making stuff to kill the hornets. So I've still got half a bottle, and I put loads of drops of essential oil in the bottle by mistake. So I'm just going to use a few of these. I've got my white distilled vinegar, which I use for everything, and water. That's it. That's all you're going to need. And I'll just take you down and show you how easy it is to make. Okay, so we've got our bottle, got our vinegar, and we've got our essential oils, and we've got our water. So what I'm going to do first is add the water. The bottle is, I think it's 250 mils. It doesn't, oh yeah, 500 ml. And I already had half a bottle. Now I've got vinegar. Now there's probably about, let's measure it, shall we? I'll tell you exactly how much I'm going to put in. 50 ml. That's going in there. Right, this is our essential oils. going in now. And I'm going to put about 10 drops. Right, put 15 in. You put your lid on. You give it a shake up. Mix all that vinegar and everything in. Oh, that smells delightful. It smells of mint. And that's it. That's your cleaner. So all you do, same with any other cleaner, spray your worktop. Get your cloth. And it's nice antibacterial because of the vinegar. The vinegar loosens any grease that's on your worktop. And it's just a great thing to have cleaning your kitchen. And it makes it smell all nice and clean. So that's it. So yeah, that is just my cleaner, my frugal cleaner. In 5 minutes, I've done my worktop cleaner, I've done my shower gel, and I've done my washing up liquid. And it's taken me no time at all and probably saved me loads of money because the water's free. The vinegar was 29p for all that, and I've hardly used anything. I used 50 millilitres. So you'll get, let's see, you get 10. You get 11 bottles of cleaner out of one bottle for 29p. And I use that a lot at home. I use it in my washing, I use it in my dishes, I use it in the dishwasher. I use it for cleaning the windows. I use it everywhere. I also use it in my natural dyes. I also use it in my acid dyes. So a little bit goes a long way. My peppermint oil was £1.49 in Home Bargain. And yeah, a little bit of that goes a long way. Sorry, that's tea tree oil. The peppermint oil's this one. They do tea tree oil as well, which you can add to your personal care cosmetics, like your soaps and your shampoo and stuff like that, which I am going to start making myself. Because I'm finding more and more that I'm allergic to a lot more things. And I think it's just our modern way of living. And I don't want to live like that. I think a lot of people just live with being sick and live with feeling tired, live with feeling depressed, and I don't want to. So I'm going to do what I can to change. And also it fits in with my extreme frugal living and my extreme frugal money saving, because a little bit goes a long way. It probably cost me 5p to make my cleaner, and that's going to last me a couple of months. So yeah, a little bit goes a long way. So if you have enjoyed my video, do like and subscribe. Do hit that notification bell, and that'll tell you when I upload new videos. And you can then keep up to date with my wartime challenge and my extreme frugal money saving tips and my extreme frugal lifestyle. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your week and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I will see you soon. So take care. Bye for now. Bye bye.